I don't know why it's so difficult to cross. Yeah, as I said, there's no provision when you're walking on this road for pedestrians to cross the road. So it's very difficult to come from where I'm coming from to get to this place. So you can see what's happening. Both on our right and on our left, towering above us, is the Nairobi Expressway. Then now you can see ahead of me a lot of pedestrians walking because there's no provision for pedestrian walking. In truth, it's not even an oversight. Love to sit in our cars piling on weight, not exercising. Kenya is an athletic nation. Yeah, so provision for pedestrian walk should have been major in the minds of those who planned these things. But anyway, it wasn't done. So there's a lot of dust ahead of me. So I'm taking a detour. I've turned left. Now I'm passing by Hotel Boulevard, which is down there. You can see. Yeah. So I've gone right next to Hotel Boulevard. I'm going to pass by this famous British hotel. It's called, what is it called? Yeah, on our right would be the wall you see belongs to the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, KBC, which I don't know what they're going to do with all the stuff they have, because they have equipment for which is to be for transmission. It's all been overtaken by technology. It no longer applies. So they're just laying there gathering dust. I think you can see the satellite dishes ahead there. I don't know if it's possible to zoom in. Yeah. There, those are satellite dishes. And they no longer apply. So yeah, so here we are making this walk. So as I mentioned, to our right is the KBC. To our left is a river. I think it's called Nairobi River. It should be just right there, which gives help to all those trees that now look like they're really enjoying good health. Okay, there's a river down there. So yeah. The river passes by here. Down here is where the river passes. So basically right now I'm walking over a bridge, or what should be a bridge. Yeah, we're enjoying this walk. Now this is heaven for me, trees. I love trees. I love seeing, especially in the city where there's such neglect of the environment. So when you see trees like these ones, and these ones look pretty old. Yeah. Now the British hotel by which we are going to pass, the name of which I've forgotten momentarily, it's called the Norfolk. So here we have the Norfolk Towers. That's what this is called. Norfolk Towers right over there. And we continue. Now, if you look at the trees ahead of me, there is this plant, this parasitic plant, which has no strength of its own. It has to climb on others and get its own life. It's killing a lot of trees. And I think I've always wondered, isn't there a solution to it? isn't there some biological solution that would help us get rid of it? Because it's very destructive and it spreads pretty fast. I see it even in the countryside. In most parts of Kenya you'd find it. Anyway, here we are passing by Kijabe Street. You can see there, that's Kijabe Street. Over there, it's Kijabe Street, and it looks cool. Kijabe Street is one of the busiest streets in Kenya in terms of the number of small companies that run their affairs from there. And so it's very busy. But right now, as it's 5 o'clock in the evening, people are going home. There's less and less human traffic over there. The offices are shutting down. And, yeah. So now here we begin to find pedestrian walks, which are probably one of the few places where you find it. And, yeah, so on our left there are these brick buildings. Those brick buildings are, I believe, part of the Norfolk complex, or if I may call it that. I don't know if that's really their name, but there are residential apartments. Most of them are occupied by tourists, or at least foreigners who come here. Now there to our right is the KBC. The KBC studios, the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation studios. And so here there is less noise, less motor vehicle traffic, less, so it's a lot more heaven, it's a lot more Eden, and I can relax my voice and not shout to be heard over other people or other noises. Yeah. So we keep walking, we keep seeing what's going on here, we keep taking a look, we keep trying to decide for ourselves whether walking within Nairobi is really a friendly exercise. We've reached Fairmont, the Norfolk hotel built during colonial times, and used to be frequented mostly by white people, the colonialists, the British. Right now I think when you go you'll find Kenyans there, hopefully. I've been there only a few times. Some may not be able to. Here's another of my favorite cars, the Porsche Cayenne. So yeah, so on our right there is the Nairobi University Towers, built with the, I don't know, with the funding or a loan from the Chinese. Yeah, so there is the Nairobi University gate. So one of the things I love about this is that it's a bit quieter. It's a bit quieter. Thank you. Yeah, that gentleman was just encouraging me. Thank you. So yeah, this side of Nairobi, this particular part of the CBD is quiet, which is really it doesn't take a genius or a rocket scientist, so to speak, to find that useful, because this is this basically is the University of Nairobi. Yeah, that's part of the University of Nairobi. I think the engineering department, the building to our right. So this is a place for studying, a place for cracking the brain, a place for searching for knowledge, and rightly should it be quiet, or at least quieter than the rest of Nairobi, or much of Nairobi. So to our right, much of that is the University of Nairobi. Actually, all of that is the University of Nairobi. And the earlier years, I used to frequent that place I mean, I used to spend a lot of days there. So that's it. I'm trying to look for what gives us a sign that, oh, look at that tree. Ain't that a beautiful tree? And rightly, they put benches there, I guess, for students to be able to enjoy themselves and have some quiet time. And if my memory is right, I think this is the engineering department on my left. Should be. Yeah. So, yeah, so we're still making our journey, our pilgrimage. It's not a pilgrimage. We're still walking from the Westlands to the CBD, just trying to find out what the experience is like. Now, as we get closer to the CBD, we are finding decent pedestrian walks, such as the one I'm walking on right here. Yeah, this is better. And the other places we walked were just terrible. So anyway, I want to use a bridge that crosses, I think it's called University Way. Ahead of us is the Central Police Station. I think you can see it right there. But we want to cross here. I am sure I'm not allowed to take photos of police station. They would think maybe that I'm a terrorist or something. So I just want to cross here and get to that bridge over there. Yeah, that bridge means a lot to university students. Bridge means a lot to university students. This university, by the way, I mean this bridge is and was a godsend for the students, because crossing the road University Way from this side to the CBD was always a big challenge for students. Sometimes they would get hit by vehicles. Sometimes students would be drunk coming from the city center and they would get hit by vehicles. It just used to be chaotic. This is really good. This is a good job. I don't know how much it cost to construct the bridge, but there we are. Okay, now let me get you out of the bridge, show you a bit more of Nairobi from up here. Yeah. So there we are. Yeah, now that's the Nairobi skyline. Can I give you, if I pan to my right, to my left actually, you can see the traffic there. Now if I pan to my left, there's heavy traffic, to my right, sorry. There's heavy traffic over here. And the sun is setting down right over there somewhere. Hence yeah, so this is good. Yeah, that's all part of Nairobi. We see it. There is the Nairobi skyline. When you're crossing the bridge on University Way, coming from the side of the University of Nairobi. So there we are. There we are. There we are. Love this. Now the preservation of trees such as this in the city is really such a huge thing for me. That's what leadership is supposed to do. We're supposed to preserve our environment. So I wish I could see more of that all over Nairobi. Anyway, so now I'm going down. I'm rolling down the bridge or the pedestrian walk that connects the University of Nairobi to the CBD. And ahead of me is the Central Business District of the University of Nairobi. Basically the center of the city of Nairobi. And I feel like coffee. I should go and get myself a cup somewhere here. I should go and get a cup of coffee. Yeah. How we cross. Yeah, so basically once you leave the Uhuru Highway and get to the side of the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, you begin to get walkable pathways. You begin to get pedestrian walks that make it easier and make walking a joy. For the most part, I still find motor traffic, the noise of motor traffic, very intrusive. So I wish there was greater silence there. But right here, we see something. The works of the current governor, Mr. Sakaja. Johnson Sakaja has been trying to transform this city, and I really like what he's doing. We are looking at Jivanji Gardens over there. Okay, don't pan down too fast. That's Jivanji Gardens all the way. Yeah, so I'm sure some of the fat cats in government look at Jivanji Gardens and wish they could lay hands on it, bring down all the trees, destroy everything there, and construct some commercial property over there so they can make more money. There are people who are living, but they're dead. If you can take care of the environment, if your greed is more, if you're keener on your greed than you are about preserving the environment, I think you're dead even as you live. Anyway, there we are. So we are walking down, what street is this? I've forgotten. What street is this? Okay, across from us is Moktadada Street. But it's called Mwindimbengu. It's called Mwindimbengu Street, the place where we've been walking. But I want to take us for a walk to Koinange Street. Now, Koinange Street generally is known as the red light district, which is really weird. It's the red light district to mean that it's a place where you find prostitutes at night. Historically, it used to be so. I don't think it's so any longer. I think as you walk across Nairobi, you find many other streets with a lot of prostitutes when nighttime falls. But this is called Hazina Trade Center. I have a friend who has an office over there. But the reason why I take you to, why I want us to see Koinange Street is basically because I find it very organized, very nice, very cool. It has a lot of important people, or at least a lot of business people, a lot of companies, business enterprises have their offices there. I think, I'm not saying there's any connection, I just find it curious that one of Nairobi's busiest streets also has the reputation of carrying prostitutes at night. When the lights fall, when the night falls and the sun goes down, that prostitutes roam here. They carry out their business around here. So I think Koinange Street is really for me, one of the best streets. It tends to be quiet. It's not noisy. And that's probably because matatus are not allowed this way. But anyway, that's a view of Koinange Street. Ahead of us there is the University of Nairobi, where we came from initially. So the University of Nairobi is over there. Then now I want to take a walk to the CBD. That's That's you're looking at Koinange Street as we go this way. And now I'm walking down the street. You can see how clean it is and how quiet. You have vehicles moving but at low speed, so they're not really making noise. You're not hearing engines being gunned or anything like that. So yeah, I really like Koinange Street. I find it easy to walk in. I find it easy to navigate. I find it a friendly place to walk. I don't know about those other hours, but night is falling, and so yeah, I'm just enjoying walking here. I think I'll get coffee in one of those restaurants over here. But for now, I just want to treat you to this view of Nairobi. I think let me extend my gimbal so we can see better. Yeah, that's Nairobi City. Koinange Street. I'm walking down Koinange Street and yeah, I find it a lovely street to walk on. I find it friendly, I find it clean, I find it, yeah, that's the other side as we walk. Somehow it's very busy. I guess people are going home, so it's become very, very busy. Yeah. So here we are walking down the streets. So Sakaja has done a lot of work, in my view. I think his political opponents and other critics might disagree, but I think he's done a lot in terms of lighting the city. Nairobi used to be dark. Even the major streets were in darkness for a very long time. But Sakaja has recently switched on the light, said let there be light, and now Nairobi is well lit. Yeah, so I'm not on the pedestrian walk. I'm basically walking on beside the road. I almost forgot that this was a journey about how to navigate from Westlands to the CBD in on foot. So now I've come back to the pedestrian walk. All this is good. I think you can see this is really a busy place. This is where florists are found. Yeah, you can buy flowers here, plenty of it, as you can see. We sell flowers here, some very, really beautiful flowers. If you look over there, you can see them. Yeah. And so, yeah. So here we are. The days when I used to work as a journalist, I used to frequent here. I used to frequent this place. To my right over there, is a building famous with journalists. It's called, what is it called? It's called, I'm becoming forgetful. It's called Chester House. Chester House is really the place where a lot of international media have their offices. So most journalists know that place. Stay with me as I try to cross the other side. Chester House is really one of those. It's very, very famous. It used to be very famous in the years past with both journalists and politicians. Any politician who wanted, especially politicians who belong to the opposition side, always came there to address press conferences. So every journalist worth his salt knew about Chester House in the years gone by. Now things have changed. The technological changes that have given us YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, etc. has also sounded the death knell of traditional media. So news travels faster than traditional media can transmit it. So that has had an impact. People like me basically became jobless overnight. So we have to find something to do. We have to create jobs for ourselves. We have to get into this space and earn our living. So here we are. This is the CBD. This is part of the work of Johnson Sakaja. The CBD really looks good. It looks really, really good. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. It's clean. The pedestrian walk is functional. You're not feeling like yeah. So there we are. It's in Nairobi CBD. So I think I'm bringing the video to an end. I'm bringing the video to an end, and I want to do something different. Thank you for staying with me. Baraka.